I heard about it from friends, from other people, and I was always interested, and I didn't come for months, and one of those things that took me a while to get the courage to go do. Once I did, I was mad that I hadn't gone months before.
I've been going to the spiritual workout for about a year and a half since it first began, and I've been going almost every week. It's been a very, very important part of my life and continues to be. I really enjoy applying the various principles that we're learning about to my life and to my daily activities.
I'm working on it. This journey that is my life needs work. I want to do it purposefully. I want it to be important. Ever since I've had a child, I really want to be a better person. I want to be a really good mom. And I got to work on that. And Steven's workshop has helped me do that. It's about everything that I wish I had that bullet thing of his being intentions matter, be responsible, yeah, all of those things. Listen to your inspiration, choices abound, all of those things. Intellectually, it's always easy to understand those things. To absolutely apply them applicably every minute of every day to your life is really hard. And this class discussed and helped me be more focused on those things. And that's terrific. That was a joyful, happy thing.
My interest in the workshop that Steven does so brilliantly is the fact that he is able to take these spiritual concepts or universal truths and how he applies them to our everyday life and how that relates to each of us is very powerful.
When I walked in the door and I realized and recognized that Steven was promoting people being more responsible for their futures. Then the other things kind of fell into place.
And I just found that I could apply the principles immediately. There's no ritual to go through and there's no formal stuff to go through.
And the difference between me trying to think of it on my own and me at the workout with Steven is he seems to ask me these perfect questions about the things that I have going on in my life that I need just a little bit of help with. I notice when I'm with him or with the group or whatever, I have these things that I want to talk about because that's what we do. We bring our life into the thing, so we're not just learning about the concepts, we're applying them to our life. And he's really good at asking the right question.
Steven is very much like a rabbi, like I would want a rabbi to be.
Whenever I would feel uncomfortable about something that was happening in my life, instead of freaking out or making irrational decisions about how I was going to fix them, change them, ignore them, I could just try to apply that particular principle or that particular feeling to one of the principles that Steven talks about. And I found that once I could identify it and see where it was coming from, it would kind of diffuse the concerns that I would have, and I could take a step back from it and say, oh, well, this is just an example of not being present or of being judgmental or of not connecting things. And once I could identify that, it could help me go back to what my problem was and connect it or identify it or take the judgment off of it and take the sting out of it. And then that would lead to further understanding of how I'm reacting to things that are happening in my life and a very practical way to sort them out.
I myself am a teacher of self-mastery, and I found many of Steven's approaches, techniques, and ways of saying things that helped me a lot in my work as well. I was very impressed with the safety that people felt to share themselves, parts of themselves that they wouldn't share with a lot of people.
One of the other things that makes Steven's workshop really unique is that I feel like that I'm a pretty evolved person, and I feel in the workshop that I'm with like-minded souls who are pretty evolved, and that Steven is addressing us on a pretty high level.
I really appreciate going to this together with Richard because it gives us this common ground to share what we experienced there, how we can relate the concepts to our lives together, to our relationship, to our extended family and friends.
Steven's approach to class is fantastic because he comes off so casual and so unassuming, and yet he's so smart. I mean, it's scary. He makes my eyes roll back in my head sometimes. It's like, oh God, why'd I ask him that? Because I get the answer, you know, or something that really, as he would say, I need to chew on. And he helps you be really present. We roll it around. He's very open to all kinds of different views, and I'm never, ever afraid in that class.
I say Idlewild is the perfect place to come together to do this kind of work. The energy here is beautiful, as you can see. The stream is running behind me right now as we speak, and I've been here 19 years. And it is a place of transformation and spiritual energy, and with this kind of work that Steven does, and working with each person and working in group, you will go away always feeling much better than when you walked in the door. That's always been my experience.